And that was a beautiful performance of the national anthem. I don't know if the crowd mic is functioning yet. I don't think that it is. Hopefully in the next series I can get that working so you guys can also listen to that with me instead of just some awkward silence. But apologies for a bit of a weird pre-game show that we had there. It was very quickly rushing into starting this. We may end up starting it a few minutes early. And so Drew Copeland will be on the mound for the Trappers tonight, following up the start from Jack Van Camp last night. He was excellent. He went 6 innings deep, gave up just 1 run, and he's going to join us at some point during this broadcast to talk things through and just get speaking with you guys, so that way it's not just my voice this entire time. But going back to what I was saying before we took that break for the anthem, it was a crazy, crazy game last night. The Trappers led 8-7, an out away from closing it out, but a 2-out, 2 RBI base hit from Nick Eastham gave the lead to the Ragin Roosters, and then it was the leadoff man, Dane Nakasuka, hitting a 2-run home run to right field to provide the insurance runs that North Iowa needed. And in the bottom of the 9th, the Trappers nearly tied the game, but it was instead cut short after Colby Rich tripped while rounding third base and was thrown out. If he had not tripped, it's pretty likely he would have scored that tying run. Instead, he gets thrown out. The Trappers come up 1 run short, and now the series is tied at 1. The walk has really been a key for the Trappers early in these first 2 games. They've reached via the free pass 23 times and hit by pitch 6 additional times. As Coach Jamie Haviger has said, in the last couple of days, he's been really preaching plate discipline. And it seems the team is really taking that to heart. They're going to need to try to rebound nicely after that tough loss last night in the late innings. Trappers actually held a 6-0 lead after the 3rd inning, but then surrendered a 6-run rally in the late innings from the Raging Roosters. And so we're actually about to start play here. It was supposed to be a 7:05 start, but everyone's wanting to get it started early. I'm not complaining. Maybe we'll be able to beat the impending storms that should be rolling in here in the next couple of hours, and perhaps maybe that is why. So Drew Copeland on the mound, and he is facing Dane Nakasuka to lead the game off. The man who hit the 2-run home run in the 9th, and the first pitch misses outside for a ball. And Drew Copeland pitched on opening day. He pitched the final 2 innings and shut the door. Helped the Trappers win 13-4. The 1-0, that's skied into center field. Arroyo charging in, and that's a little bit of miscommunication, but Arroyo ultimately makes the play for out number 1. So a high pop-up. The wind, again, could be a bit of a factor tonight, with it blowing from left to right the same way that it did last night. And of course we had a front fly in here, and the first pitch swung on and missed from Caleb Herbert, the shortstop. He started there last night in the exact same spot in the order as last night as well. And that one is lined to the right side, and it might get down. It will, but in foul ground. So immediately we have an 0-2 count to Caleb Herbert here in the first inning. North Iowa Ragin Roosters and Pierre Trappers. 2 crazy games that we've had in this series already. The 0-2 from Copeland misses high. And so we, at some point, should be joined by Jack Van Camp, the starter from last night, and should be joined as that one's hit foul to the right side as well. So it'll remain 1-2, 1 out into this game. And then in the bottom of the 2nd, we should have the man himself, John Hunt, the GM of the Trappers, joining us for his daily half inning. Is the 1-2. That's called strike 3 to Herbert, who goes down looking. Gonna have to walk the dirt road back to the dugout there. That's a backwards K. First strikeout of the game for Copeland. He struck out 2 of the final 3 in the 9th inning of Game 1, the first game in the Expedition League Series. And so Craig Kinney standing in now. He has been absolutely on fire in the first 2 games. 5 hits, a double, and he's going to take strike 1. And Craig Kinney has most certainly been the MVP of this Ragin' Roosters team so far as he chops it on the ground to third. Colby Rich reins it in. Strong throw to first in time for out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Drew Copeland, picking up where he left off 2 nights ago when he closed out the game. So the score remains 0-0 through our first half inning of play here at Hyde Stadium. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. To Hyde Stadium, we're about to start the bottom of the first inning in Game 3 of the opening series between the Trappers and the Ragin' Roosters. It was a 1-2-3 inning for Drew Copeland on the mound, striking out 1. And now we're going to switch over to the Trappers side. Jackson Mix will be leading it off as the shortstop. I never actually had time to say the starting lineups with the quick national anthem, so I can actually go ahead and quickly give you the rundown for the Trappers at least right now. Jackson Mix first, Trevor Seagraves batting second, Jacob Griffin third, Will Hawk fourth, Hunter Brown fifth, Gabriel Arroyo sixth, Maddox Mueller seventh, Daniel Hab eighth, and Colby Rich ninth. So of course that leaves us getting started here with Jackson Mix to get it started for the Trappers in the bottom of the first. And the first pitch to Jackson Mix misses low. And actually tonight, Jackson Mix will be doing the designated hitting as the leadoff hitter. And he's ahead in the count 1-0. The 1-0 incoming, chopped foul back into the catcher, Craig Kinney. Craig Kinney, another thing to mention, he just grounded out in that past half inning to into the top of the first. One of the few guys you see that goes no batting gloves. It's a rarity in the sport. Matt Carpenter-esque. It's a called strike 2 to Jackson Mix. And Matt Carpenter actually just came back, signed with the Yankees, and hit a home run in his second game with the Pinstripes. I certainly didn't see that coming. The 1-2 to Jackson Mix goes off speed, just misses outside. The count even at 2-2. You're just past the 7 o'clock hour listening to Trappers Baseball, driven by the Office of Highway Safety, River 92.7 KGFX FM Pierre. Seatbelts save lives, so buckle up every time. As we have Jackson Mix swinging through strike 3 for the first out in the bottom of the first. So now it'll be Trevor Seagraves, the second baseman, the righty. And he's facing Jarrett Brannon on the mound, who did the designated hitting in the first 2 games. and he was responsible for driving in the first run of each of those games for the Ragin Roosters. Had a very good series at the plate, but he's just going to be pitching today. The windup and the first pitch to Seagraves misses low for ball 1. Bit of a rough night for Trevor Seagraves last night, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, the last of which coming on a strike him out, throw him out situation that ended the game in the 9th when the Trappers were trying to score that tying run. Unable to do so. So 1-0 is the count with 1 away in the bottom of the first. The 1-0 is chopped slowly down the third base line. Going to be a tough play for Carson Gross. He barehands and misses wildly. So that will be an infield single for Trevor Seagraves, his first hit here of the summer. Most certainly going to rule that a base hit. That was going to be a tough play all the way for the third baseman, Carson Gross. Had to try to barehand it. No shot of that. I also want to ask my YouTube live stream that can hear me right now and hopefully see if the camera is a little bit better. I've had some feedback that people want to see the action at third base. We've had some important action over there, so I understand completely. So I tried to move that camera over a little bit. As the first pitch to Jacob Griffin misses low for ball 1. Jacob Griffin, one of the returners to the Trappers. One of 2, but the only one currently here right now. The 1-0 to Griffin as Seagraves takes off for second. Going to be a close play, and he is out. So Trevor Seagraves tries to swipe second. Instead gets gunned down by Craig Kinney, who, as I mentioned, has been the MVP of this series so far for the Ragin Roosters. And he gets Seagraves caught stealing. So that is the second out of the inning. And we have a 2-0 count to Jacob Griffin, the lefty, who swings through that one and misses. 2-1 the count. And so as I was saying, hopefully that camera angle now is a little bit better. If anyone has any recommendations of other places they would rather me put it, I'm all ears. The 2-1 to Griffin misses outside. 3-1 the count. And a lot of these guys here wear their college helmets. So for Jacob Griffin and Trevor Seagraves, it was the OUAZ, as that's chopped foul to the right side to bring the count full to 3-2 with 2 down here in the bottom of the first. 0-0 our score. But as I was saying, Trevor Seagraves and Jacob Griffin both playing at Ottawa University in Arizona. And it's a full count now. The 3-2, that one's skied in there to third base. Going to be an easy play for Carson Gross, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So both sides go down in order. And it was actually a little bit unconventional for the Trappers as Trevor Seagraves reached on a base hit, but then was thrown out trying to steal a base. So 0-0 is our score through 1 inning. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Heather, I don't know if you can hear me. We're starting to come back now, though. So if we can come back. Welcome back in here to Hyde Stadium. A quick turnaround from the bottom of the first to the top of the second. Already a 1-1 count to Sage McMinn, the first baseman, trying to move as quickly as we can in this game, trying to beat the weather. That's ripped over to Trevor Seagraves at second base. Routine play, throw to first in time for out number 1 of the inning. So 4 batters up, 4 batters down for Drew Copeland, the right-handed pitcher, starting his first game of the season. And so after the ground out, we'll have Zach Dickerson, the right fielder. Last night, it was a rough night for Zach. Went 0 for 5, but did score a run, and he's first pitch swinging at an off speed, so he's down in the count 0-1. A nice Saturday night here in Pierre. At least it's nice for now. Copeland steps off. A conversation between Dickerson and the home plate umpire. Who knows, maybe they're just talking about dinner plans. For me, I could go for some, I don't know, maybe some chicken fries from Burger King. I've always liked those. People have kind of hated on me for it, because that's hit on the ground is short. Gonna be a tough play, and the play is not made, and rolling into center field. That'll probably go down as an E6. So as Hunter Brown playing shortstop, that kind of ate him up a little bit. So the second batter of the inning will reach after the error. So we now have a runner on. And I think we'll wait for the bottom of the second inning for my partner, John Hunt. In the first pitch, the at-bat swung on and missed to Cameron Rendon. And I think we're actually going to be joined now by Mr. John Hunt on Rock and Roll Night, wearing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame shirt. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Fans having a good time tonight. The weather's holding off. Looking at the radar, there is the possibility of T-storms coming our way between now and 10 o'clock on and off. 40% chance or so. So we're going to hope to get this one in between the raindrops.
I've noticed that we're trying to get it rolling as quick as possible. We got the anthem out of the way pretty quick, and a hefty swing and a miss on an off speed there for Cameron Rendon. So we have a 1-2 count. It's a nice night here on Saturday night. My first Saturday night in Pierre. You've had many more Saturday nights here than me, but still not a lot.
7 more.
The 1-2 misses inside to make the count 2-2. You know, one skill that really goes underappreciated in the baseball world, being able to keep a scorebook, especially while trying to do something else.
Well, not a lot of people do it anymore.
Foul to the left side.
Yeah, a long strike.
So the count remains 2-2. It's a bit old school. It feels old school, but it feels necessary to do a scorebook in person.
That's part of baseball. Baseball is about statistics and, remembering the past and things like that.
The off-speed misses in the dirt, trying to get a chase strike 3, but not coming up with a swing. So Cameron Rendon has a full count, 3-2. Drew Copeland has a runner on first base after the E6. He reached. One away here in the top of the second. Off-speed just missed.
And, that's part of, why they want to put an asterisk next to certain players that played during the steroid eras. Because people look at stats, and, that's just a integral part of baseball. So you're looking at the stats. You're looking back in history. You're like trying to figure out who's the best of all time. Was it Shoeless Joe? Did he gamble? Was it Pete Rose? Was it Barry Bonds? Was it Sammy Sosa? All of those guys have a cloud over them. But they all, stats matter to baseball
Absolutely.
fans.
And if I had to give my vote for the best player of all time, even however tainted it may be, it's got to be Barry Bonds.
Really?
If you
give Barry Bonds that?
If you are so good that you're getting walked with the bases loaded, that's just an extra level, as that was swung on and missed there by Kelly.
I like San Francisco. I'm a fan of the Giants, but I am not. I don't know that I put Barry Bonds as that guy.
Okay.
But, but then again.
We might have two here.
There's
Flip
one.
For one.
Nice
Seagraves
play.
to first, and it's going to be dropped, but no runs will score, so we'll have runners on the corners. So it was a nice turn there from Brown to Seagraves, and just a tough play to make it first for Will Hoke. So that'll just be a fielder's choice at second base.
But Hoke did a good job of keeping the ball in front of him.
Absolutely
he couldn't make the play, but he played hockey goalie and kept it right there in front of him so the runners would not be able to advance.
So we now have 2 away here in the top of the second. Runners on the corners. And we've got Carson Gross, the third baseman. First pitch taken for strike 1. And Drew Copeland, he was pretty good on opening night, able to close the door in those last 2 innings. So it was a pretty easy decision to start him tonight for Coach Jamie. He even told me 2 nights ago, he was like, yeah, we're lining up Drew to go ahead and start on Saturday. And it's rolled right into that. And he's looked pretty good so far.
And looking ahead to tomorrow, has he told you who our starter is tomorrow?
He has not.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
It's going to be, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Jack Van Camp was amazing last night. That's hit over to the ground to short.
And that's
Chops
our
up
local
a little bit.
guy.
Brown over to first in time, so that will end the inning. So a nice play on the run for Hunter Brown.
Very nice.
And the Trappers get out of the jam. So the Ragin Roosters strand runners on first and third. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be joined again by John Hunt when we come back from that commercial break. 0-0 our score, bottom of the second upcoming. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.
You were just speaking your name.
Welcome back into Hyde Stadium. I'm joined again for the bottom of the second by John Hunt. We're going to get a little bit more than 1/2 inning with John today.
Yeah, you get 2 outs
surprise.
this inning because we get to have fun and do the Dizzy Bat contest. We haven't done that this year yet.
Those are always interesting.
I don't know how much adult beverages anybody's had so far, but that will make it even more fun.
I don't even need any adult beverages. I just do not do well with getting dizzy. I have horrible motion sickness.
Uh-oh.
So don't worry about it. I'm never going to participate in that. So we're back here for the bottom of the second. And we've got Will Hoke, the first baseman, in a 1-1 count. Jarrett Brannon is on the mound for the Ragin Roosters. He's been a very good hitter in this series, swinging it from the left side, but he throws it from the right side, which is what he's doing on the mound here. You're seeing an increased number of people that are doing that nowadays, by the way, swinging at lefty, as that one's dropped
right
up the middle, and that'll get through for a base hit.
Nice
so the
shot.
first hit of, actually second hit of the game after the infield single we had from Seagraves in the first. Get a base hit up the middle, so the leadoff man reaches.
Straight over second base, right up the box. The pitcher couldn't make the play. His body was turned the opposite direction, and neither the second baseman nor the shortstop could get to that. So
those are always the best. That tells you that you had it the best timing possible to shoot it right back up the middle. You were perfectly timed up on that ball. Nice, solid, hard ground ball through up the middle. Basically bounced right over the second base bag. And so now we've got Hunter Brown, the shortstop, and he rips one a short, hard liner. And we're going to have him doubled off at second. So that's just another tough break for Hunter Brown. He had 2 of those outs last night. He lined out to third and lined out to right, and he just lined out to shortstop there. He is absolutely barreling up the ball. Just an unlucky break.
Yeah, I mean, when it's hit on a rope like that, there's not much you can do. You get off the bag, you know, you hear the ball hit hard. you take a break from the bag and you're in no man's land at that point. If the shortstop does anything right, he's going to throw you out.
The first pitch to Gabriel Arroyo, check swing, peel down, and it doesn't matter. It's going to be strike one.
And since that happened so fast, there's already 2 outs. That means I got to go do the dizzy
There
bat.
it is. So
I
you're gonna
will
go
make
have fun with
sure I
that?
come and visit you before the game is out, though.
Amazing.
Probably 8th inning or so.
At some point, we'll get John back up here. I always appreciate having him on. He's going to go down now and do the dizzy bat contest. I'll watch and try not to get sick just from watching. As I mentioned, my motion sickness has gotten worse the older I've gotten. I'll be joined here in a second by Jack Van Camp, who started last night, slowly transitioning his way over here to me. It's always fun having the players up here. The 0-2 to Arroyo brushes him off a little bit. And you know what? Jack is ready right now, so we'll go ahead and start. We'll unmute your mic. Jack Van Camp, thank you for joining me, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And so here we are about to finish out this inning, and I'm sure we'll probably get you for the next half inning as well, as that one misses behind him.
Yeah.
So 2-2 the count. Jack, you were pretty much flawless last night for a majority of your start in front of the home crowd. What were the emotions like for you as you kept going out there inning after inning?
Really, I just wanted to keep going, you know, and I'm glad I got to be able to pitch back at Hyde again.
2-2 chopped foul.
I guess when I graduated or finished last summer here, I never thought I'd have the chance to pitch back at Hyde, but luckily enough, Coach reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to play, so I gave it another shot, and, well, after last night, I'm glad I did.
Absolutely. It was a fun night last night, a pretty crazy finish. Have you ever seen 2 base runners fall in the exact same spot on the bases?
I really don't think I have. I've seen singular people do it plenty of times. I've fallen, run the bases a handful of times as well, but I don't know if I've ever seen 2 people fall in a similar spot with both of them on the ground at the same point trying to score the game-tying run in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Absolutely right. It was just a crazy sequence, an unfortunate break as the 3-2 battle goes on between Arroyo and Jarrett Brannon. And so for you last night, as I already have said, it was a pretty smooth outing for you. It was, what, 6 innings, right?
Yep, 6 innings.
6 innings. Was there anyone in particular in the lineup, anything that you noticed? And then we're going to have a dropped third strike, and so a play down to first. And we'll actually pick up with that question when we come back here for the top of the third, so you can just stay there and hang out with me for the next half inning if you want. 0-0 our score through 2. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.
Awesome.
Back in for the top of the third inning here in Hyde Stadium. 0-0 our score, and we've got Jack Van Camp back again for the top of the third. And the question I was going to ask you before we went to break, after a game, and I guess now 2 against the Ragin Roosters, as we had a swing and a miss from Nick Eastham, is there anything that you guys have noticed, any any plan of attack, any type of way, any tendencies, anything that you've noticed to try on the mound to look out for?
There's a couple good hitters in their lineup, I'd say. There's a good swing right there.
That's hit into the deep center. Gabriel Arroyo has room and makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, I'd say the main thing with attacking these guys are, I mean, they have a couple good bats in the lineup that are making good contact every single time. Really, I feel like, you know, they can hit the ball, but they're not really, I don't feel like they're not really going to put a bunch of hits together or string them together. So the main thing for us on the mound, I'd say, and even last night, you know, you get yourself in trouble, and that's how it is with pitching about every time, is you just can't give them free bases, can't make errors, can't do all the stuff. Do the stuff you can control and just keep it at a minimum. And if they hit the ball, get hits, that's fine. That's baseball. It's going to happen. You're not going to get them out every single time. So with the Roosters, I'd say attack, attack, attack. Get them out when you can, and just don't give them free bases, because that's in baseball, you know.
Absolutely.
That's how teams hurt themselves.
We've got a 1-1 count to Dane Nakasuka right now. The leadoff man, he, as I mentioned, hit that 2-run home run last night in the 9th that ultimately ended up being a lot bigger of a difference maker than we initially would have thought, with the Roosters winning by 1. And we get a called strike 2, so a 1-2 count. So what do you think of the Ragin Roosters mascot, the uniforms, the whole color scheme, everything about it? It's brand new, obviously. This is their first series as a team.
I think they're doing actually pretty good for a first-timer, I'd say. I mean, got the colors, Ragin Roosters, red. I mean, it's about all they can do right now. If they're, I mean, I don't know how long ago they started up. Probably a couple weeks ago, I'm assuming.
They got their jerseys while they were driving the bus here.
Yeah,
and we're handing out jerseys on the way here. So
yeah, I'd give
just beat the buzzer.
Yeah, I'd give them an A+ then for how well they've succeeded.
And so
in uniforms.
Another thing I want you to just let the listeners in on. Ragin Roosters this entire weekend have just 13 players that they've traveled with. Talk about how difficult it is to play with that few of players, especially on the pitching aspect, as we get Copeland attacking and getting a strike 3 going by Dane Nakasuka for the second out of the inning. So, as I was saying, just talk about how difficult it can be.
Yeah,
well, you've got just 13 guys on a roster.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, we used to play when I was playing for Post State when we were younger, and we'd be in a program with you'd have about 13, 14 kids on a team, and with only 5 kids on a bench, you know, if someone gets hurt, and things happen in baseball, of course, and especially with pitching, but now we're at a higher level, so, I mean, you got your pitchers, you got kids that pitch, and you got kids that don't, and if you have 13 kids on a roster, I'm assuming there's probably 4 kids on that roster that are like real pitchers, and that's the issue with them. I mean, they ran out of
it's lined into center field there for Caleb Herbert. Easy play for Arroyo, backing up.
Yep, so
and that will end the inning.
They ran out of pitchers, I think, last night after their starters, so now their position players are going, but they're doing a fantastic job, actually. So,
you know what I kind of want to do? I don't even want to take we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back, and I'll finish up my thoughts. So we are tied at 0 going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Look at you go. You're basically my producer now, too. Unmute me on the YouTube stream.
Yeah, I haven't decided my major, so maybe I might go into that.
I might need you up here more often then. I'm basically a one-man band right now, and I'm okay with that at this point in my life, needing as much experience as I can.
Yeah.
Essentially, the metaphor I use for this, you're in the on-deck circle, you're swinging away at bat more more on you than what usually would be. So that way when you go out into the real world and move up, it'll feel a lot easier when you're actually up at the plate.
Exactly.
And so 0-0 our score here on Saturday night, trying to beat out the weather. And so you're a hometown kid. You'll have to educate me a little bit.
Yeah.
How crazy can the weather be here in Pierre?
Well, it's strange here because, you know, of course there's a river. And with the river, there's gigantic storms that come through. Probably, I'd say, a couple times, 3 times a week. But with the river, when those storms come from the west usually, the river will break up the storm, so it will kind of just send it in the opposite direction up here. But sometimes it will actually come through, and when it does hit us, it's bad.
It's really crazy how much of an effect that water has on storms. Like in Stillwater, Oklahoma, where I live and go to school at Oklahoma State. In the middle of Tornado Alley, Stillwater has basically been tornado-proof for the last 25 years thanks to the lakes surrounding the town. And so, tornadoes, they, can't form within it.
Exactly.
I don't understand it. The first pitch hit high in the air out to center field. Dane Nakasuka ranging back in will make the play for out number 1. So that's like our 4th fly out to center field now. So getting under the ball a little bit. Nothing coming from it. So we have a quick first out for Maddox Mueller.
Yeah. Good ideas, though. Swing early, swing first pitch fastball. Usually that works out well.
And so, when you were in high school, were you just a pitcher, or did you swing it as well?
No, I was an outfielder. I wasn't that great of a hitter, but I had a good time doing it. Just swung as hard as I could have and tried to let the fans enjoy the ball fly.
First pitch in there for a called strike to Daniel Hab. Were there any at-bats you had where you ever able to get a hold of one and send it?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly, I did. My whole life growing up, I never
roped straight to second base and hauled in by Rendon for the second out, and yet another hard hit out for the Trappers. We had one of those an inning ago from Hunter Brown. Unfortunately, doubled off Daniel Hawk at second. So a line out there.
No, we're hitting the ball well tonight. I just, ball's going right to the players, right where everyone is.
It's an unfortunate thing, and I've been blessed with some food in the box here by my lovely co-intern Aubrey, keeping me hydrated, getting me some food. My mistake in the first broadcast, I went probably a solid 7 hours straight without eating anything. By the end of it, I felt like I was about to fall over. The first pitch is swung on and missed by Colby Rich, the third baseman. So we have an 0-1 count. So shout out to our concessions staff here. They've been fantastic. To Jen, who leads the operation as the breaking ball misses low and away. So did you play high school ball here? Was this where you played?
Yep, same field, yep.
So it was an ultra home field advantage for you.
Exactly.
You know exactly how the park plays, anything like that. Is there anything that me and the viewers should be made aware of with this park? Anything weird that maybe is more than meets the eye?
I would just say I feel like pitching here has such an advantage because the mound here is unlike anyone I've ever seen. It is literally, it's like a mountain up there. It's the tallest one I've ever seen, and you just can really come down on it hard.
Make you feel like Randy Johnson on the mound?
Exactly. Yep, you come down that, stretch down the mound hard, and, you just feel like you're throwing harder here, I'd say. I always felt like I was throwing hard at Hyde.
So an added wrinkle to give an advantage to the pitchers as we have a full count here to Colby Rich, the third baseman. In the outfield fence and the way that the wind plays seems like it also is fairly pitcher friendly as well.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's a fairly well-sized field.
3-2 swung on and missed by Colby Rich. So that will end the third inning. We've had really nothing going here in the first 3. We remain scoreless at 0, and I think we'll have Jack back on for another half inning. He's willing to stay for as long as I'll let him, and he's doing a great job so far. 0-0 the score. You're listening to Trapper. And we're back here to start the 4th inning in Pierre, South Dakota. We've got a 0-0 ball game, and we've got Jack Van Camp back here. He has been fantastic, and he's taken over, modifying the score bug to put top of the 4th inning. Love to see it. I've got a producer now.
Sweet.
The first pitch fired in there from Drew Copeland for ball 1.
Drew, so far, I feel like has actually been just about perfect. He's been attacking batters. As you see, there's still no hits up on the scoreboard. Hopefully, don't jinx that. But, you know, he's been getting up early in every single count.
Lined to third and snagged on a rope by Colby Rich. And that is going to be allowed out number 1. That one was barreled up pretty well, but
Yeah, it was.
nice concentration focus from Colby Rich to snag that one in. And I was going to ask you, before Craig Kinney lined out there, he's been a tough out this entire series from what it has seemed like.
Yeah, he's one of the bats I was talking about earlier that he seems to hit the ball hard every single time. I mean, I've never seen him before, but every single time he just seems to get up there and put a good swing on the ball.
First pitch off speed to Sage McMinn misses for ball 1. And so far, from all the pitchers on the roster, who would you say has the best stuff from top to bottom?
You think on the rosters?
Yeah, or just
Roosters.
no, for you guys, on your roster.
Guys?
On your roster.
Honestly, I'm not really sure because I know we still have.
Are you not allowed to say yourself?
No, I'm not going to say myself. But I know we have a couple more kids coming in, and I haven't even. I mean, we've only pitched 4 kids, something like that. So I mean,
2-1 is roped to deep right center field. Going to be a tough play. It's carrying, and it's out of here. Solo home run from Sage McMinn, and that opens the scoring up here in the top of the 4th. That ball just kept carrying out to right center. That's the 2nd home run of the series for the Roosters, and that breaks our scoreless tie.
That was a good.
What'd you see from that one?
That was a good swing. That was a low slider. He went down and got it. That's actually very impressive.
Have you ever seen anyone hit one to the train tracks?
No. Sadly not. I've heard stories of people hitting them over the train tracks. I mean, I've had buddies that used to, a big name around Pierre's, Gray Zabel. And when we were seniors, he hit one dead center, I'd say. And there's a play set out there at the Boys and Girls Club, and I fairly believe that he definitely hit the.
Sorry, I was distracting Jack there trying to get him to update my score.
Oh, my bad. I had no idea what you wanted me to type.
Oh, no, you're all good. You're all good. Looking at the technology, what do you think about all of it? The double laptop setup, the double mixers.
Yeah, for me it's very overwhelming, I'd say. I'm not very much of a tech dude. But
it can be overwhelming for everyone at the start. It was overwhelming for me too, don't you worry. And we're only on night 3.
Yeah.
We've got a 2-2 count to Zach Dickinson, the right fielder.
I'm assuming you will, but are you going to travel with them to every single?
Oh yeah, I'll be traveling.
Okay, I was assuming
you're traveling too, obviously, right?
I don't think I'm gonna mostly pitch in Pierre, but on weekends because I'm working right now.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yep, trying to work 40 hours a week in construction. So yeah, so
trying to
make some
divide your time up.
Yep, trying to make some cash for college.
Well, I feel lucky that you're able to allocate some time to be up here with me.
Yep.
Completely understand, and that one runs in and hits him. So Zach Dickinson will reach, and now Copeland's got to try to rein it in a little bit. So as a pitcher, what typically is your mindset after maybe letting a couple of guys in a row reach? What is your process of calming yourself back down and getting back into your zone?
I'd say the biggest thing is just taking a deep breath. I've realized over the years I didn't do that my whole life growing up, but over the years, coaches just told me, the biggest thing is just taking deep breaths, relaxing up there, and just getting in a mindset where you're going to get out of this and the batter's not going to stop you because you're just going to strike them out. And that's how I feel up there whenever a couple guys get on. I always think, they got on by mistake or it was they got lucky. And then you just got to go up there and give them your best stuff and get out of there.
And that one skips away, and that will allow for Dickinson to take second on the passed ball. So the count now 1-1. Here in the 4th inning, we've got a 1-0 ball game. It was the Ragin Roosters getting on the board with a Sage McMinn solo shot to right center. Dropped in just ahead of that Bank West scoreboard. It's a nice scoreboard.
Yeah.
How long has that been there? Do you know?
I'd say probably about 6 5 years, something like that.
Chopped foul off the foot. So going to step out there and readjust. Those are always really scary, and one of the things that is very commonly leading to foot injuries and ankle injuries for batters when you chop them off the foot like that. And people don't realize how much that hurts.
Yeah, it's painful. I mean, if you watch it, when you're watching it live, you wouldn't think it hurt that bad, but when they get you on the ankle, you'll have a limp for a couple minutes.
So I had one in high school when I was probably a sophomore.
Yeah.
It hit off my bat, and that's a check swing that's fouled straight back, and that might land on the roof here. Yep, it did. You could hear the thud. I had one where I kind of check swinged, and it hit perfectly or imperfectly off the bat and hit me right in the right eye.
Yeah.
And that one did not feel good.
I've seen that happen a couple times. There was one time when I was
chopped fouls. We'll do 1 and 2 again.
I think I was pitching when I was like 13 or 14. We were playing in Sioux Falls, and this kid check swing on a ball that was like inside on his hands, and it came up, and he had braces, and it hit him right in the mouth, and it caught his lip on his braces.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was bad.
Braces, when baseball, they do not mix very well. I've got another one of those stories, too. We've got a 2-2 count now to Rendon as that one just missed high from Drew Copeland. It was actually the first time I got called up to varsity when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
It was a triangular tournament, and during the game, before the game, that's a wave and a miss, goes off speed and gets him chasing the hook. Jack Van Camp approves, and that is the second out of the inning. Cameron Rendon goes down swinging, and now it will be Jordan Kelly. But back to my story that I was saying about the whole braces thing.
Yeah.
One thing led to another, basically. I was on JV, and we had one of our infielders who tore a ligament in his shoulder just doing warm-ups.
Yep.
It's the first pitch in there for a strike to Kelly. And then during the game, our third baseman and our catcher collided on a foul ball, and our catcher wore braces. And he collided, and he got the knee of the third baseman to the face, and his braces went straight through his lip.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly that foul ball, too.
That's a called strike, too.
Once those braces get stuck on your lip, they're not coming out.
And so then, long story short, 15-year-old me then gets told by my coach, Ryan, you got to go get your uniform because you're going to have to play game 2. Gets them swinging on a high fastball, and that retires the side. So a runner stranded on base for the Ragin Roosters, but they do score 1 on the solo shot from Sage McMinn. 1-0 our score going to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. You're good. You can leave it unmuted.
Change the bottom.
Oh, yeah, you'll click the inning thing. Welcome back in here to Hyde Stadium as we're going to start the bottom of the 4th inning, and that is what Jack Van Camp will let our viewers on the YouTube live stream know. Becoming a producer right before our eyes and doing a fantastic job, I might add. And so we are done with the top of the 4th, about to start the bottom half. 1-0 is the score. Jackson Mix back up there for the second time, and he swings and misses.
Got the catcher in the,
not good area?
Yeah, not good area.
Sorry, just adjusting your microphone there a little bit. Yep, so we're going to get a little bit of a break. That one did not take a good bounce there.
Yeah, no, that's painful. That's
Doesn't matter if you wear a cup or not for
Yeah,
those.
it's still going to hit you. Ow. Oh.
Some secondhand pain that you're feeling there
Yeah.
for Craig Kinney,
Yes.
who has been amazing in this series. He's going to need a few moments.
All the people here in the stands, I feel like, can feel for him right now. They know.
Most of them.
Yes, most of them.
Most.
Most. Half the crowd here knows what that feels like. That's not good.
I'm sure you've had
I've had
some
plenty.
similar experiences with that.
Yep. That's why I wanted to quit catching. Had too many of those.
Yep, understandable. So you were a catcher first?
Yeah. Well, no, just when I was
just
when I was a kid. When I was like 10 to 14, I used to catch a couple times.
Okay.
Never liked wearing a cup though.
Yeah, it's a deadly combination.
I know. Having a couple times, and I was a lefty anyway, so I was like, yeah, this ain't for me.
So a long break, but I think that we're ready to go here.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
And catcher was the only position that I never played in the field when I was in high school. I played all of the other positions. I never played catcher, and I'm very happy that I didn't.
Yeah, catching's a tough job. I think it's very underappreciated for how important having a good catcher on a team. It changes everything. If you have a good catcher on a team, it will add 10 wins on your season.
And so what is for you, how much do you value your chemistry and connection with your catcher?
It's all chemistry. Of course, you can play well with the guy that caught me last night, Carson. First day I was here, he caught my first bullpen. So, and coach asked me the other day, there's a strikeout right there.
Got him looking.
Yep, got him looking there. But my first day I was here, Carson was the first one that caught me. And I just and there's kids that have caught me before where I just don't like the way that they sit or the way that their glove just looks. But with Carson, the first day I caught him, I like the way he sat and I don't know why. I like pitching to black gloves. Black catching gloves, I love pitching to those ones. And that's what he has, like a darker one. So Coach told me on Thursday night, he asked me who wanted to catch me. And he didn't say Carson, but then
It fouled to the right side.
he said he asked me who I wanted, and I said I wanted Carson. And last night, it worked out well.
He
So,
threw out two runners at second.
Yeah, he did. No, he did a great job throwing. He had 2 good throws last night. Saved me.
We have one of our viewers in the YouTube live chat that says, "What do you mean the catcher is fun?" Yeah, fair. They also say, "I see you in the booth." Hello, wherever you are seeing us from here somewhere. I'll give a quick wave. Either that or you just have x-ray vision and I'm scared.
Yeah. Or maybe you're just not here.
That could be too.
Just saying that.
There is a chance. That swung on and missed a
That's a good
big
swing.
cut there from Trevor Seagraves. So who would you say on this Trappers roster has the most power?
Honestly, same question. I really don't know. I can't tell yet. We've only played 3 games. I've only seen all these guys swing a handful of times, and there's a couple guys that you can just you can tell who's got power. And there's a
That
good
one's
swing
ripped out
there,
to right field. Camping under that is Dickinson to make the catch.
but
So the second out.
I really couldn't tell you who has the most power on this team. It's still, I'd say, give me 10 more games and I can give you that answer. But we got a few guys I can tell that just got that power, that only few possess. But there's definitely a few guys that got some good pop in their bats.
So we've got Jacob Griffin, he's been very good early as well, or a
Yeah,
returner
he's had a
from
good
last
start.
year. So here we go, the first pitch to the lefty, Jacob Griffin, designated hitting. That's chopped over to first base. Going to be a tough play. Jammed him up, but makes the play and scoops
play
it over
by
to
first
first
baseman.
to retire the side. So that's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Jarrett Brannon. 1-0 is our score through 4 innings. Trappers trail. You're listening to Trappers Baseball, and the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Just gotta wait for our commercial break to end on the radio. And we're back here for the top of the 5th inning here at Hyde Stadium. The first pitch squares down the bunt, and it's a good one. Going to be a tough play. Copeland fires the first, and it is in time. That is a very difficult play. Drew Copeland quickly sprinting down that steep mound. Fields it and calmly throws to first on a strike, so it was a good thought there from Carson Gross to try to square up to bunt, and it was a good bunt, too.
Yeah, good effort. But,
just a better play by the pitcher.
Yep. No, and those are tough ones, too. People don't realize that. PFPs, you know, when you're pitching, you're up there on the mound, giving it all you got, throwing it, you know, just in the same exact direct line, down the same hill, down the same path. And then when you got to get off a mound and make a play and throw a ball to first base, your whole mindset just, it changes. I've thrown so many balls away just because, you know, your whole body's, when your throwing motion is just completely different.
So now we've got Nick Eastham in an 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball in there, taken for strike 2. And so what are you seeing from Copeland here down the stretch of this game, already in the 5th?
Yeah, I think he's doing great besides just that one good swing the batter put on the ball. But, I mean, the fact that he gave up a home run, but he settled back down. Now he's back into his little groove he's got going on, so he's doing a great job, I'd say.
We got a 1-2 count to Nick Eastham. And the 1-2 just missed. Good pitch, though. It's the count now, 2-2.
Yeah, I don't even think first day I met Drew, he was telling me how he was always kind of just a reliever dude. But when he got to college, he said he started one game because I don't think they had that many. They didn't have that much pitching left. They told Drew to start, and he did good. So they're like, you're gonna be a starter now. So I think Drew's only been a starter for no more than 2 years, and I mean tonight he's really showing that he actually can be a starter. So
and that one just misses for ball 4. So Nick Eastham will reach on the free pass. So with 1 out, we've got a runner on first. So now we are back to the top of the order for Dane Nakasuka.
Yeah, gotta be careful with this dude.
Been leading off the entire series, and his family let me know in the YouTube chat when the audio wasn't working yesterday. I had some technical difficulties that were keeping me back from that, and I finally figured it out at least somewhat. First pitch misses. So we have a 1-0 count. Double play is in order, but Trevor Seagraves, the second, having to shift a little bit to his left to cover up that hole. See if we can get a ground ball here.
Nope, runner's going. Popped up.
Motion, popped it up. Gonna have to go back.
Get him at first.
So Griffin makes the catch, and there will be no play at first base. That's just gonna be a fly out for the second out of the inning.
Yep. Must have been a hit and run call, assuming.
Do you guys have like signs in order here?
Yeah, we do. I don't know them, but we have signs apparently. I don't know exactly what they are, but apparently we got them.
Because it's been a pretty short turnaround, especially for a lot of people getting here less than a week ago.
Yeah.
I know I got here 4 days ago at this point now, I think. I got here really a day before opening day. Caleb Herbert swings through the fastball.
Yep, I think right now Coach has got us just on a aggressive, pretty much just play aggressive. That's about it. I think we got the runners going again.
We're going to throw down, slipping. Goes Seagraves. The runner will stay at second. So it's a stolen base, but no farther than second. So a runner now in scoring position for the Roosters with 2 down. You know, it's hard to really divide your attention up between the radio, the YouTube live stream, and the book here.
Yeah, I bet.
It takes some work. I don't know what I would do without you up here helping me out.
I'm just typing in some words. That's it.
It's a help nonetheless. I appreciate it a lot.
No problem.
This is probably what, you're two and a half innings up here with me?
Yeah. I enjoy being up here.
A long stay.
Miss my boys a little bit.
2-1 is the count. That's lined out to right center field. Who will be making the catch is Jacob Griffin, calling him off to retire the side. So nothing doing in the top of the 5th for the Ragin Roosters, and we're cruising right through this game. 1-0 is the score. Trappers down 1-0. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Welcome back in here to Hyde Stadium. Caught me at just the wrong time finishing up my hot dog that I was brought from the concessions. Trying to be a little bit more on top of taking care of myself while I'm up here. Are you a big hot dog guy or are you a burger guy?
I'm mostly a burger guy, but actually the past couple years I've started to enjoy and appreciate hot dogs. I went to Chicago for the first time this year, yep, and I got to go to Portillo's actually for the first time too, which I've heard a lot about. I know got a couple buddies that live in Chicago, and they've always told me about how good Portillo's is. And and I don't know what it was. It was like roast beef on a hot dog, and it was probably one of the best hot dogs I've ever had. So kudos to Portillo's in Chicago.
So here we go, getting ready to start the bottom of the 5th inning. And I think that Jack is going to stay up here with me until the end of the 6th. So we are blessed to keep that. And that's roped into center field, but Nakasuka makes the play. So another loud out, just unlucky. Sometimes that is the way that it goes.
Yep.
It's the way it went that time.
It's kind of how the whole game's gone for us, I'd say. We got a lot of good swings, a lot of good at-bats, but not much to show for it.
Absolutely right. And now it's Hunter Brown up. And speaking of tough outs, he has been pretty much
definition of unlucky.
Perfectly the definition of unlucky in the last 2 games. So with one away here in the 5th. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a called strike. And so I think that we should be able to beat out the weather that is coming in here. Just past the 8 o'clock hour. 1-0 our score. The Trappers trailing against the Ragin Roosters. We're driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7 KGFX FM. Pierre, if you only wear one thing, make it a seatbelt.
Are we still supposed to get rain, but just later tonight, or is it going to miss us?
Yeah, no, we're supposed to still get rain, at least of some sort.
Yeah, just later.
Just later. Hopefully holding off just long enough. So now the 1-2 pitch, waved on and missed in the dirt. Going to have a throw down to first. That'll be in time for the 2nd out. Jarrett Brannon cruising through this game. He's thrown 4 scoreless, looking to make it 5. He's got 2 quick outs in this one.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Hopefully Gabby can cause a little ruckus up here at the plate and get him off his little tempo he's got going on.
That was Brandon's 5th strikeout in 4 2/3 innings. And the first pitch to Arroyo misses in the dirt. 4-1. So branching away from the food discussion.
Yeah.
Is there any, like, what is your go-to music that you listen to? That one swung on and missed?
I'd probably say it's just what kind of mood I'm in. You know, sometimes you just want to chill out, relax, and enjoy good music with good lines that make good sense.
So what is good music to you? Give me one example of good music. One band, artist, anything.
I'm not saying music from the past decade isn't good. I enjoy it. I really enjoy music from the past decade. But, you know, you got to go back always, I'd say. You know, where those lyrics are really just, I don't know, they just make more sense to me, I guess. And, you know, and you can really sit back and just listen.
Hit on the ground to second. Easy play for Rendon over to first in time. That will retire the side once again. So another 1-2-3 inning for Jarrett Brannon. That has been pretty much what every inning has been this entire game. And so we're through 5. 1-0 the score. Ragin Roosters lead. We're going to commercial break. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. But this happens sometimes where you get it to where the commercial runs a tiny bit long, but you just work with it. So we'll miss a pitch or two, which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back in here for the top of the 6th inning. Coming back just a few seconds late. We've got a 2-0 count to Craig Kinney. This has been a pitcher's duel all the way. This game flying by. The 2-0 pitch, that one's fouled straight back. And so when you get into these pitcher's duels where it's just rolling,
yeah,
I assume that's something that's easier for a pitcher, right?
Yeah, of course. I find, and I feel like you always see it, when two pitchers are competing at a high level, games move along. It's just like
that one's skied, and it's going to be perhaps playable for the catcher, and it is, and caught for out number 1 by Daniel Hobb.
Yeah, I've always found, whenever I pitch and the game's a low-scoring game, it keeps you way more just locked in the whole game. Your mindset's better because when you're competing against a pitcher and you guys are both doing really well and the score's low, it just, you want to beat them even more. If you're pitching in a game where you're up by 8, you're having a good time, you're pitching well, but you still, your mindset kind of trickles away because, you're up by so much. So you can make a couple bad pitches and, they score a couple runs, but who cares? You're still up by 8, still up by 6.
And as you said to me during the commercial break, the pace of play been crazy here, and that's something that they've been trying to work on throughout all levels of baseball.
It's only 8:05, so we've only been playing for an hour. We're in the top of the 6th. That's almost unheard of.
It's been moving very fast. The 1-0 misses. 2-0 is the count to Sage McMinn. He is the one who left the yard 2 innings ago, and that is our only scoring we've had in this game.
Yep, got to make a smart pitch here.
2-0 fouled off. 2-1 the count. And Sage McMinn was lights out on the mound last night for the final 6 innings.
Yep. Still gotta make a good pitch right here too. He knows he can.
That one is roped into left center and tracking that down, and that will be caught out there by Maddox Mueller using the speed to run that one down.
Last night, you remember that one ball that was hit to center? Off the bat, I thought it was gone.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah.
Trust me, I said I don't think that one's getting caught, and then it was.
Yeah.
And I felt really dumb.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised. Maddox can cover some ground. He can fly out there.
So now we've got Zach Dickerson up now with 2 away already here in the top of the 6th. And you know what we just did, right, by talking about how quickly this game is going? In the same way that you never talk about a perfect game or a no-hitter going on, as soon as you mention that a game is speeding by, that's when it comes to a grinding halt. Let's hope that's not the case in this situation, but I have found that has often been what happens.
Yep, speak it into existence.
Are you a big fan of the pitch clock that's being implemented across college and the major league level?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's the same. I think about it with other sports. They're not changing much with all those other ones. And baseball's been around forever. It's one of the oldest sports in America, and baseball's just different. Like every sport's different, and with that comes every single player is different. You gotta. Some people take forever up with the mound. Some people take 2 seconds to throw. So I think the pitch clock kind of just.
That one is lined into right field. Will that be fair? That is fair. So that's going to be extra bases for Zach Dickerson. Rounding first, heading to second, and he's in there easily with a stand-up 2-out double. So just roped that one down the right field line, and now a runner in scoring position. That was a nice swing there.
Yeah, that was a good swing. Way to go with the ball. Outside fastball went with it.
And so now 2 down here in the top of the 6th, and after the 2-out double, there will be an RBI opportunity for Cameron Rendon. And, I think that it's usually one or the other with the pitch clock discussion. Either you have pitchers who are completely in favor of it and think that it helps with them stay in a rhythm and stay in a groove, and you have others who want to have the feel. Now it brushes him off and clips the jersey, so that'll be a hit by pitch.
Yeah.
So runners now on first and second.
I mean, I understand the argument with the pitch clock and making it speed up the game. But I mean, if you implement a pitch clock, it's going to make the game last 15 minutes extra, 15 minutes shorter. So, and
that one misses in the dirt, but a nice block there from Daniel Hobb.
I just don't really see the point of pitch clock, I'd say. It almost, and if you're a pitcher that takes your time, it's going to make you feel rushed and just change your whole rhythm and
understandably so. You would know better than most. You would know better than probably most of our viewers. The 1-0 waved on and missed, and we're starting to see some flashes of lightning over to our right, over in right field. And my lovely producer, Heather, has texted me and let me know the storm's picking up speed, and we could start seeing a little bit of rain at any time. So I'm sure now is when you are especially grateful to be covered up here in the cool and away from the humidity, away from the rain. You might stay up here longer now.
Might have to stay up till the ninth.
That one is swung on and missed, so that will end the inning. Gets him swinging. Score remains 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. And welcome back in here for the bottom of the 6th inning. I'm still joined by Jack Van Camp. The starter from last night went 6 innings, struck out 9, which we just calculated here over the past commercial break. And you seemed a bit surprised by that number.
Yeah, I didn't think I had that many. So
you thought 7?
I thought I had 7, 6. Yeah. I'm glad with 9 though. That's more than I thought.
Do you remember like the most strikeouts you've ever had in a game?
I had 14 one time.
14?
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Did you go complete game?
Yep, I went 7 innings. 14, yeah. That was when I was a senior.
So if you do the math, that is 2/3 of the batters that you face. That's 2 strikeouts an inning on average.
Yeah. Only reason why is just because my off speed was on that day.
Slightly better than what I ever did on the mound in high school. I was a second baseman, but I had to pitch on a few different occasions, especially my senior year.
Yeah.
Just as basically a backup option when the game was already well out of hand, as we get a called strike. You want to guess what my total ERA was my senior year?
All right, I'll give a guess.
That
right.
one has fell off.
I'm gonna guess. Since you asked me that question, I'm assuming that it's probably not great.
It's not, and it's probably going to be worse than what you guessed.
Yeah, and no disrespect, I'm gonna guess it was around 15.
It is higher. That one is swung on and missed, so a 3-pitch strikeout. 1, 2, 3 goes that at bat. So Maddox Mueller goes down.
Was it above 20?
Yes, it is above 20.
27.
It's above 27.
36.
Yes, 36 on the dot.
There you go.
Yep. Nope. It was not good. When I was a freshman in high school, I separated my shoulder playing football.
Yeah.
And I never really rehabbed it right.
Yeah.
Until after I got out of high school, as that one's hit on the ground to
Bounce.
third. Gonna be a tough play, and a nice field on the hop, throw to first, a stretch, and what a beautiful play all around. May look routine, but it is definitely not just routine. So first pitch, ground out for Daniel Hobb, and quickly we have 2 away. You flexible enough to stretch like that?
No, I can't do the splits. I got pretty gunky joints because I used to wrestle, but otherwise than that, no, I can't. I wish I could do the splits.
It was a nice stretch from Jordan Kelly. Almost did the splits.
Yeah, just about.
So 2 down quickly, and that one is swung off, fouled off, straight back to where we are. And you know what I just realized just now, literally just this moment, because of where that ball was going? I forgot to move my car again today. My producer, Heather, and the people that have listened 2 nights ago would understand why I feel stupid for doing that, as that one's waved on and missed on the off speed. So Colby Rich down in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, if you
I'm playing with fate,
yeah.
Parking back there. I got here at about probably 3 o'clock today to start setting things up, trying to fix my live stream from when it was giving me issues last night, and I just never moved it. The 0-2, that one's fouled off to the right side, back into the netting.
Yeah, you kind of gotta. You're within striking distance if you're anywhere around this ballpark.
Oh, I am.
There's games.
I'm scared. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I just now became scared because I just now remembered where my car was parked.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere around this whole. I mean, all there is here is parking lots and roads covering the whole field. So if you park anywhere within, I'd say 200 feet of home plate, or I mean even 400 feet, you got a good chance of having your car get hit by a foul ball.
We got a 1-2 count to Colby Rich, misses. So he's working his way back into this count. There's a lot of vehicles that are in that danger zone that you mentioned, including the North Iowa team bus that is parked just to the left side. I don't remember the name of that road. I'm going to guess it's called Capitol because the Capitol's right back there.
Yeah. If you park on Capitol.
Swung on and missed. We got to have a drop third strike, and it's basically the second one of those we've seen in this game. And throw down to first is in time. So another 1-2-3 inning. And another strikeout. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the night for Jarrett Brandon. Coming for your 9 strikeouts that you had last night. So we'll be back here for the top of the 7th already. 1-0 the score. Pierre trails. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. We're back here to start the 7th inning in Pierre, South Dakota, and we've got a new pitcher on the mound, and it's Colton Yanish, the towering lefty, getting even more height on that huge mound down there. 6'5".
Yeah, so he's probably standing up there about, I'd say 8'5". I'd say he probably looks pretty intimidating up there in the batter's box.
I assume that has the potential to confuse a hitter with that arm slot and just with the release of that. We'll see if that proves to be the case. And so you said that he is a Chicago kid, an Illinois kid, so you'll have to tell me what you were just about to try to tell me during the break, as the first pitch from Yanish bounces in the dirt well in front of the plate, and we've got a 1-0 count.
Yeah, I mean, I said something earlier about Portillo's in Chicago, which I didn't really respect right away. Well, I've never been there, but I just always crack jokes about it. But after going there once, I fairly respected it. Actually, we went there on St. Patty's Day, so we had a good time.
Okay.
But So Colton's from Chicago, and he, of course, enjoys Portillo's as much as I did that one time.
Naturally. That one's fired in there.
Yep, so he had a lot of good things to say about it. And basically just told me, because I went there that one time, so he basically told me everything that's on the menu, what's good, what's not. Told me some interesting stuff.
inside.
Something about he said they have something called a Jello cake.
Okay.
Something.
I'm not a big Jello guy. I don't really
Yeah.
the texture, something about it. I enjoy fruit a lot, like
Yeah.
just cut up fruit, anything like that. But Jello is just kind of weird to me.
Yeah, Jello can be a bit disturbing.
And that's
Just a weird texture.
that is a walk to lead off the inning for Carson Gross. So the leadoff man reaches. Ragin Roosters trying to get some insurance runs. We've cruised through 6 innings, just past 8:19, about to be 8:20 Central Time.
Yeah, that's
And we're through 6. Started this game about an hour and 25 minutes ago. Started a little bit before 7, trying to get it in before the weather, which is starting to march its way here. So we're on first. The first pitch misses in the dirt once again, so that's the 4th one that we've seen Colton miss low with. So how do you adjust that?
I would really just go to the basics of your footing and just where you're going to plant your foot, because that's really all that. There you go.
That one was better, and that was chopped
Yep.
foul to the right side.
And
so
also,
the count
it's,
1-1.
it's just getting comfortable up there, I'd say. You know, when you come in as a reliever.
This is first outing of the year
exactly.
so far.
Yeah, first outing's always nervous, and being a reliever, I never really. I mean, as a pitcher, you just gotta do what you gotta do, or go in situations.
1-1 fired in there, so he's found it the last 2
Yeah.
pitches in a row. That one right in there.
Yep, and that's all it is about being a reliever. You gotta come into someone else's game and keep the score as it is.
I would assume that on the Ragin Roosters side, I would assume we'll see Jarrett Brandon back out there for the 7th, as he is set down technically every batter he's faced, as we've got to have an easy stolen base for Carson Gross. Went with an off-speed pitch, and that was pretty much a perfect stolen base situation.
Against lefties, you want to go first move when you steal second. That's kind of the.
Got a fantastic jump, and it was an off-speed pitch, so really was no chance to make a throw down.
Yep, kind of an unwritten rule there as a base runner. If you're going to steal off a lefty, you just got to go first move and hopefully don't pick over, because if they do, you're going to get caught.
And so that one missed high, so the count is now full 3-2.
Yep.
Colton Yanish in danger of losing the first 2 batters of this inning via the free pass.
Yep.
2 hits apiece in this game for both teams.
Got to relax and go down the hill.
Payoff pitch missed just high. That was probably up near the sternum area, so missed by a couple of inches, and that's going to be another walk. So we're back to the top of the order. We've got Dane Nakasuka, and as you've mentioned, he's someone you've got to be a bit careful of.
Yeah, he's got a good swing.
He's got an RBI situation here with no outs, and he's got 2 runners on first and second.
Colton's got to relax here, focus on some breathing, take his time. He's got all the time in the world here. So
a chance to really deliver some big insurance runs like he did last night when he stroked that 2-run home run to right field. First pitch, that looked like it was in there, but I guess that one just missed, maybe a tiny bit low. I believe we have Carson Trumpold back there doing the catching now.
Yep.
Can typically tell by the blonde curls sticking through the helmet.
Yeah.
That's my best way of being able to tell.
Yeah, easy to tell who it is.
And that one missed as well, so 2-0 the count.
Right around. Now that's where it gets a bit tough for a pitcher, you know, when you're throw 2 straight pitches that are right there. Not right there, but they're right on the corners, and you don't get 2 calls in a row. It's a big mental thing and can affect you. Hopefully Colton can fight over that right now.
So in a situation like that as the 2-0, that one just missed as well. 3 fastballs just missed in slightly different spots. So in a situation like that where you feel like you maybe are getting pinched a little bit, what's the dynamic like between a pitcher and an umpire? Because I know you got to be careful. You don't want to. You don't want to get on the ump's bad side, because then they're going to pinch it even more, right?
Yeah. You don't want to upset them, but I mean,
3-0. That one missed for ball 4. 4 fastballs. All 4 of them looked good. All 4 of them just missed. So Yanish is going to take a second now and get a mound visit from Coach Jamie Habiger, as the bases are loaded with nobody out. So this is a big situation here for Colton Yanish and the Trappers to try to get out of, and a big opportunity for the Ragin Roosters to try and take advantage and cash in some important insurance runs in what has been a pitcher's duel all the way in this game, just 1-0 here in the top of the 7th.
Yep. I'm assuming what they're going to do here, the Trappers, we'll bring the corners in, middle kind of not all the way back, but kind of up. So if there's a hard ground ball, you can go 4. Because, I mean, since it's a pitcher's duel and that kid's going to keep throwing for them because they don't have that many pitchers left. Oh, they're actually going to go infield in.
So
I like that.
In that mound visit right there, was that more for Coach Jamie to address his infield or to talk with his pitcher, or both?
The main thing there is, well, it's calm down Colton, let him relax for a little bit, let him just chill out, and then it's also he walked out really slow trying to get the guy in the bullpen warming up, trying to give him time.
And it's Nick Blessing going out there. He pitched on opening night as well and threw straight zeros in his 2 innings.
Yep.
And the first pitch missed high to Caleb Herbert. So 1-0 count here. Trying not to walk in a run with the bases loaded. The 1-0 from Yanish, that one missed high as well. Missed upstairs twice in a row. Those ones considerably up there and just trying to find the zone. Colton Yanish thought he found it in the last at-bat, but just missed on all 4 of them. The 2-0 incoming. And that one missed as well. 3-0 the count. So our pace of play that we were just talking about has grinded to a halt here in the 7th. Just as we were talking about it. I told you how it works.
Yep.
You're learning. It's the broadcaster's jinx, and it's your first one of your life. The 3-0, and that one's in there for a strike. There was no doubt about that one.
Yep. Now you got to remember what you just did there, how you were thinking when you threw that ball and exactly where your foot went. Just do the same exact thing.
So 3-1. One more ball will walk in a run for the Ragin Roosters. The 3-1 incoming, and that one's fouled off straight back. So the count now full. And this is a big pitch upcoming in this game.
Huge pitch.
I'm glad you at least agree with me on that.
Yeah.
I was hoping that I was in the right direction there.
No, of course you are. Yeah, this is a big moment. You can get it out here and, I mean, just get out of this. Just minimize the damage here. That's all you can do. Don't let the game get out of hand.
So the payoff pitch upcoming. Ball forward, Mino run, walks in. The 3-2, that one was spiked. Ball forward, no chance there. And what was that just a messed up release point a little bit? Dragged it down a little bit too much?
Gripped it. Got it. I'd say probably just maybe not excited, but sometimes, in moments like that when it's a full count, you get really stressed out and you get really, not in your head, but you just get in your head, you're like, I got to throw a strike, got to throw a strike, got to throw a strike, and sometimes it just gets to be too much.
So Carson Gross scores a run coming in to score on the walk, and now we've got a mound visit, and we will have a change in pitcher. It is Nick Blessing. He pitched the other night, and I know you've not really gotten the chance to formally meet a lot of these guys, but have you met Nick? Talked to Nick? Is he one of the few that you have met?
Yeah, I've talked to Nick a couple times. He's got a good little slider that he has in his arsenal.
You know what I like about Nick? That he is a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
I'm not really a fan of that, though.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not. I don't mind the Cardinals, but I'm a huge Rockies fan, so when they got Aaron.
Oh, I'm sure that you didn't like the highway robbery.
Yeah.
I was a fan because Nolan, before he even got traded to the Cardinals, Nolan was my favorite player.
Oh, was he?
My favorite player of all time is Matt Holliday.
Oh, is he?
And he just recently got inducted into the Cardinals Hall of Fame today, actually.
And Holliday went back to the Rockies to finish out his.
He did.
Yeah, that was
so
cool.
Matt Holliday is my favorite player because he is from Stillwater, which is where I was born.
Oh, is he from Stillwater?
He is. Was going to go to Oklahoma State to play baseball and to be the starting quarterback, but he got drafted right out of high school and decided to go. Yeah,
good decision.
It is a good decision, and it's one that his son is about to have to make too. Jackson Holliday, Jackson out of Stillwater. I was privileged to do the public address announcing for Stillwater this past season.
Yeah.
And they were a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
Jackson Holliday, I don't know if you've checked recent MLB mock drafts.
I didn't even know he even had a
right out of college. Jackson Holliday is the projected 3rd overall pick.
Wow.
He recently just broke the high school, the nationwide high school record for most hits in a season.
Wow.
I believe it was 89 hits in a season, and he batted 7-something. He batted 7-something over the season.
That's
double-digit home runs. he was unbelievable to watch.
Yeah, I bet.
Fun to talk to. Got to talk with him several times. Talked to his younger brother, Ethan, who looks like he's going to be just as good in a few years. He's already bigger than his brother, Jackson, and he's a freshman, about to be a sophomore.
Wow.
So the Holiday family, they have baseball running through their veins.
Yep.
Both of them, and this is something I've started to see a lot too. I don't know about you. They are right-handed throwers and left-handed swingers. I feel like that's become more common where you throw right and bat left.
Yep. I'm assuming maybe Matt wanted his kids to be left-handers. Maybe there's a little benefit in there.
Right, and so we are done with the warm-up pitches, and the first pitch from Nick Blessing is in there. No doubt about that one for a called strike one, and it's Craig Kinney. He has been fantastic in this series. He's got a chance to really break this open in a 2-0 game in the top of the 7th. And I think we'll have Jack adjust that score for me on the YouTube, and that goes off speed. Got that one in there for a called strike two. So 2 pitches, 2 strikes taken. Nick Blessing trying to pitch out of a jam that he has inherited. Bases loaded, nobody out. 2-0 the score. The Trappers trail in the top of the 7th.
Oh, gotta make a good pitch here.
No gloves for Craig Kinney.
Don't miss over the plate.
0-2. A waste pitch there. Try to maybe get a swing and a miss if you can.
Yep.
Was that the slider?
Yep, yeah, it was. That's fine. And I mean, our catcher back there's really good, so I mean, you can get away with that right there. Just a waste, not really a waste pitch, but just keep them guessing.
Do you have any major league pitchers or anyone that you watched growing up that was an influence on you that you watched and were like, oh, I want to throw the way that they did?
I'd say the pitcher I didn't watch him the most, but the guy
And that one is ripped into left field. Crushed it, but Maddox Mueller makes the play, and he's just going to throw it back into third, and there will be no play at home. So tagging up to score the 3rd run of the game is Nick Eastham. Now 3-0. So that's a sac fly.
Okay, good job though by Nick. Just getting outs. That's all you can do in a situation like this.
Look at you. You changed the score without me even having to reach over, say anything. You're becoming pretty advanced in this.
I'm going to have to do this every time I don't pitch.
Hey, anything to not have just my voice up here, because if the listeners go even half as crazy as I do listening to myself talk, I'm sure that they're about ready to shut me off a few times.
There goes a runner to third.
Double steal, throw down to second, and that's in. Oh, it looked in time. The throw looked like it beat him to the bag, but the slide and the tag got in there before. So Carson Trump will try to throw him out at second base, but not how it went. So Caleb Herbert with a stolen base. So it's a double steal.
Yep. But now you got this kid who went yard earlier, so, I mean, hopefully Nick realizes that. And, you can, I'm not saying you work around him here, but you almost kind of do.
There is a base open at first. That one's fired in there, taken.
Just
to even the count at 1-1.
Try to stay on the corners, high, low, inside, outside, and just don't throw anything over the middle here. Make him chase, make him make the mistake.
It's a righty-lefty matchup. McMinn swinging it from the left side.
Low slider.
The 1-1. That was what it was, a low slider in the dirt. 2-1. Probably just trying to be careful here.
Yeah.
As you said, trying to not give anything too good to hit with a base open. Runners on second and third. 2 runs already in the top of the 7th for the Ragin Roosters. 3-0 score.
I'd almost go slider again right here. Don't throw him a fast.
We'll see if they do.
I don't know if that might have been.
Spiked in the dirt in front of the plate, so 3-1 the count. Only one of the pitches has really been even close too, so probably just trying to be careful.
Yeah.
And if you load the bases up here as well, you put the double play back in order, depending on what the infield decides to do.
Yep, exactly. I don't really know why the infield isn't in, but.
Big swing and a miss, and that one gets behind Carson Trumpold, so the pass ball will allow a run to score. So Dane Nakasuka scores the 4th run of the game and the 3rd of the inning for the Ragin Roosters. And this has the makings of a big inning.
Yeah, that's a rough one right there. It's tough. Maybe they got mixed up. You can see them talking at home plate. Maybe, I'm assuming that's actually probably what happened.
So a little pause. So in that situation, are you saying that maybe Carson expected something different?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
And was caught?
Yep, because, I mean, that was a slider that was right down the middle, so that's easily a catchable pitch. But, and Carson's a really good catcher, and really good. I mean, from what I've seen, he's really talented. So I'm assuming the way that he talked to him right there, maybe they talked about a game plan to get this next pitch, but I'm assuming since I got by him on such a catchable pitch that maybe something went wrong.
So we've got a full count here to Sage McMinn. The 3-2, that one's ripped in the air out to right field. It's going to be a tough play on the run, ranging backwards near the track, and the catch is made, but an easy sacrifice fly for Sage McMinn. There are 2 away, and that catch was made out there by Noah McCreary, shifting over to the right field for Jacob Griffin. So a sacrifice fly is what it is for Sage McMinn, his 2nd RBI of the game. And 4-0 now, and
was it 4?
I think 5, actually. No, 5-0 is what I meant.
Yep.
Sorry, 4 runs in the inning. 4 runs in the inning, 5 in total. And that one is fouled off to the right side for Zach Dickinson. So the base is empty now after they were loaded just a few batters ago.
Yep, this half inning's been about as long as 2 innings put combined, so we definitely jinxed that earlier.
It happens.
Shouldn't have said anything.
It's the first time, so you live and you learn.
Yep.
It's just how it goes.
Won't say it again.
The 0-1 off speed just missed outside. It's like I was saying to you during the commercial break. It's the same way when you bring up the fact that someone has either a no-hitter or a perfect game going. Almost always, the next half inning, they will lose it.
Yep.
The 1-1 in there for a strike.
Just stay silent. And
you never address it. It's a mistake that a lot of young broadcasters and reporters make. I've seen that many times from some of my fellow friends that are students at Oklahoma State in our journalism program. They'll tweet something out or say something in the press box during an Oklahoma State baseball or softball game, and then immediately it'll go the exact opposite way.
Yeah, but then you get blamed for it.
Exactly. That's what comes with it. So sounds like you're shouldering the blame already for this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the. I mean, we were both talking about it, so I feel.
We've got a bit of a running joke up here as well, where whoever is on as a guest during certain events of the game, as that one is hit to the right side, perhaps playable, going to be a tough play, and it will just drift out for a foul ball. The count remains 2-2. But our running joke is that if, without the tribulations of the game, whoever is up here, however it goes, it is typically their fault.
Yeah.
So on opening day, John Hunt, the GM of the Trappers, was up here with me in the bottom of the 2nd when you guys scored 4 runs.
Yeah.
And so John was like, I guess I'll have to be up here more often. He came back in the, I believe, the 7th or 8th. Trappers scored 4 more, and he was like, all right, I'll accept the responsibility for that one. Waved and missed, goes off speed. So Nick Blessing inherits a bases loaded, nobody out situation, gets out of it, giving up 4. None of those are earned for him, of course. We go to the 7th inning stretch, but we're going to take a break before we do that. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. And we just finished up the 7th inning stretch here at Hyde Stadium. 5-0 the score. The Trappers trailing the North Iowa Ragin Roosters. They put up 4 runs in the top of the 7th after Colton Yanish came in and then was relieved by Nick Blessing with the bases loaded, no outs situation. So about what you would expect from a situation like that. No better, no worse than what you would expect. 4 runs is probably about average.
I mean, yeah, with the 4 straight walks.
Jackson Mix pops one up in the infield, and an easy play made over there at first base by Jordan Kelly for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And I don't think that it's an overstatement to say that Jarrett Brandon is in an absolute groove right now.
Yeah, he's in the zone, definitely locked in. Trying to do it all by himself right now.
And he's doing it.
Yeah,
every single inning so far, he has faced the minimum batters. In the first inning, the second batter of the game, Trevor Seagrave, reached on a base hit in the infield, but then got caught stealing a second. And we have a check swing and appeal down to first, and that is a swinging strike. So 0-1 is the count. And it's C.J. Kumbo in relief of Trevor Seagraves, and he lines that one to left field. Hit very well at the wall, and it's off the Black Hills sign, and that's going to be just a long single. That one went out to the wall in a hurry.
Yeah, I couldn't see. I thought it was gone because it hit that lighting's weird right there. So
it is weird.
The white fence, I thought it was gone.
The bright lighting from behind us, couldn't quite tell, but it hit off the Black Hills sign. So that is just a very, very long single for C.J. Kumbo.
Yeah, that was impressive.
But it's a base runner.
Yeah, that was a slider, and he was way out ahead of it, and it looked like he almost had just one hand on the bat, but he somehow managed to almost get it out of here.
It's something that the Trappers haven't had very much in this game, a base runner.
Yep.
And so now Noah McCreary in there.
Just need to keep it rolling here. Keep pressure on, work at bats. There you go.
That one is ripped to the right side, and that's a base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Trappers here in the bottom of the 7th, and maybe something rolling, trying to get back into this game, cut into a 5-0 deficit. Back-to-back singles, certainly a good way to start.
Yep. Now we got some power coming to the plate. Hopefully we can put one in the gap and just keep the train rolling here.
And so it'll be Anthony Barraza. You mentioned that power. His swing, I've mentioned this a few times.
Yeah.
His swing is just very violent.
Yeah, yeah, it's very violent. It's very, it's a very home run type style swing.
Absolutely
which
is.
I enjoy to watch. Many people do.
Slightly offset with the feet, and that one bounces, and that gets away. So the runners will advance to second and third on the wild pitch.
Sweet.
And things may be getting away a little bit from Jarrett Brandon.
Just got to keep the pressure on the pitcher here. That's all you can do.
So runners on second and third with 1 out. Trappers down 5-0, trying to cut into the deficit. Two guys out there trying to do that. Anthony Barraza. The 1-0 pitch misses high. Ball 2.
Anthony, you just got to just keep it simple here. Don't try to do too much.
Very patient to start this at-bat.
Yep. You can still be patient. You just need base runners. Just need guys to get on.
The 2-0. Spiked in the dirt. 3-0. I would assume that this will be a take all the way.
Yep. I mean, it should be. I don't really know. I could see Anthony swinging, but I'm assuming he won't.
We will see what he does in a 3-0.
Yep, unless it's right there and he sees it perfectly, then go for it. But
and the pitch, that one missed, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk, and now the bases are loaded. So trying to really get back into this. So ideally in a situation like this where you've got bases loaded, 1 out.
Yep.
How many runs is the bare minimum that you need here to try to get the momentum going back the other way?
Okay, well, you just want to keep chipping it, just keep chipping into the score right here?
So what is the bare minimum amount of runs that you really want here? That one's lined into right center field. Going to be a tough play, but
fight over it.
In right field, that catch is made. Tagging up to third, and he might be out at third, and he is safe, actually. So a great slide as that allows a run to tag up and score. C.J. Kumbo slides in. So the first run of the game for the Trappers comes on a sacrifice fly.
I would say the bare minimum of runs here, you got to get at least one. You got to get one more.
Got to get one more. That was Andrew Beavers who subbed in there. I believe I've been known to be wrong at times. Doesn't happen super often, but it does happen.
Gabby's been putting some good swings on the ball lately. Hopefully he can get another one right here. And
so Gabriel Arroyo, runners on the corners, 2 away. First pitch missed. Upstairs.
You need at least one. I'd say you need at least one more here. I mean, it's nice you got one, but if you get 2, that changes about it. It changes a lot more than you'd think.
So 1-0 the count. That one's in there, line to the left side and through for a base hit. Hit that one through the shortstop and third baseman, and that is an RBI single for Gabriel Arroyo. He came through in the 9th last night on what would have tied the game had there not been an unfortunate tripping around the bases. And he comes through there again, delivering the bare minimum of 2 runs. You said it, and it happened.
Let's get a couple more here now. You can get it within 1 or 2, 2 or 1. That's great. And
so now Maddox Mueller.
And now, I mean,
actually, that is not right. It's not Maddox Mueller. You keep going.
Oh, but yeah, I just say. I mean,
actually, yes,
if you get one more here, that's just all the momentum. Because the fact they put up a 4-run inning.
Swing and a miss.
If you put up a 4-run inning and get up by 5 now, but you can come back and score 2 after not scoring the whole game, that momentum's gone for them. Not completely gone, but if we can get a couple more here, even just one more, and then put up a 0 next inning, that'd be huge.
So it is Maddox Mueller up there. I was right the first time. Second-guessed myself. Usually when you second-guess yourself anywhere on a test, anything like that, typically your first answer was the right one.
Yeah.
The 0-1. That one's hit well to left field, and it slices just foul. That one hooked and missed. That was probably about 5 feet to the left of the foul line, and that, without a doubt, would have driven in 1, maybe 2.
Yep. That's tough. That was a great swing.
We've got runners on first and second with 2 outs. 5-2 the score. The Trappers have put up 2 runs in this inning. Most recently, an RBI single to the left side by Gabriel Arroyo.
Yeah. Now you're down 0-2 though, so now you gotta fight here. Get close to the box, choke up, try to put the ball in play.
Brandon checks on second. The 0-2 incoming, and that one is ripped high and deep to right field. Tough play for the right fielder in foul ground, and he makes the catch.
What a catch.
So a great catch there in right field by Dickinson to end the inning. But the Trappers do score 2 runs, and we're going to go to the 8th inning. 5-2 our score. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. But slowed down a little bit in the 7th. 5-2 is the score. The visiting North Iowa Ragin Roosters lead, but the Trappers were able to score 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th to chip away. and they are out hitting the Ragin Roosters 5-2. If this score stands, this would be the third night in a row, all 3 nights, that the winning team has been out hit by the losing team.
Yeah, it's been a weird 3
First
games.
pitch from Blessing, squared down to bunt to the right side. A nice play, though. The PFP is working.
Yep, thank you.
And that is a quick out, number 1.
That's huge. But what we need here, we really need a scoreless inning on this top of the 8th inning. Because that just, I mean, if they score here, that's momentum's right back to them. But if we can put up a 0 here, if Nick can go up and go 1, 2, 3, and get us right back in the dugout, that's huge.
So trying to squeeze in the remainder of this game before the Lightning gets too close to prevent us from going any farther. We've seen the strikes in the Lightning bolts a little bit over there to the right side. And an 0-1 count now to Jordan Kelly.
He's doing exactly what he needs to do right here. Just pound the zone and get off the mound as quick as possible.
The 0-1 swung on and missed. Quickly ahead in the count. So is this one of those situations where you're trying to move quickly and you maybe just try to attack him right here again?
Yeah. I don't say. I mean, I'd say you throw. For Nick, I'd throw a slider, not in the dirt, but definitely below the knees. You know, make sure, because this is one of their good hitters. I'm pretty sure.
The 0-2 is incoming, and he goes upstairs.
Good idea.
Trying to change the eye level a little bit, maybe setting up that slider low. The 1-2 count now.
Yeah, but right here you just want to move quick and just get the Trappers back in the dugout.
Looking in for the sign. The sky rumbling in the midst as we speak right now, and that one just missed. So 2-2 is the count. You heard that, right? That little rumble.
I did.
We're trying to just move, trying to get through it. Top of the 8th inning, 5-2 game. I'm wondering if this would be one of those that once you call it, you don't finish it out. Just missed there, and I think that Nick Blessing started to walk off the mound as if that would have been strike 3, but has to hold up and deliver a 3-2 pitch now. That one was definitely close.
Got to relax here, though. Forget about it. Just throw it again.
So it was 0-2, and it is now 3-2. And the payoff goes off speed, rung him up for strike 3. Kelly thought that it was ball 4, and he's pleading his case. He dropped the bat, started to run over there, but has to turn around and walk right back.
Thought he was going to get rung up there. I was hoping he'd say a little bit more.
Would have been our first ejection of the season. So Kelly goes down looking. The backwards K. Which one's more satisfying for you as a pitcher?
Definitely.
Strikeout swinging or looking?
I'd say looking.
Okay.
Because, you know, when you let go of a ball, you can definitely tell if it's going to be a strike or not, for the most part. I mean, of course, there's times where umpires will either, you know, mess up a little bit or they'll give you a little bit. But I'd say looking, because looking is just, you know, you freeze them.
Because it's got to be a bit of a different feel for each one, right?
Yeah.
With you get a strikeout swinging, as we get that one taken for strike 1 to even the count. The strikeout swinging, that just lets you know that you just overpowered them with your stuff and we're just better.
Yeah.
If you get a strikeout looking, that means you're
just
tactile, tactical, precision, and you fooled them.
Yeah, exactly. You said that perfectly.
The 1-1 fouled off.
Just confused them up there.
1-2 the count to Carson Gross. Rain starting to come down here. You look up near the lights, you can see the drops.
Yep. Little pellets right now, but.
Second night in a row we've had some rain in the late innings. The 1-2, that one missed high. So when it is raining, does it make it any harder to grip the ball? Does it change anything for you?
Definitely, but I'd say with this rain, this little stuff right now, I'd say not that much. You know, it's really it's got to be coming down kind of decently for you to really feel it. And that one
looked like it slipped, and he's looking at his hand. So right as we're talking about it, it looked like that one might have slipped.
Yeah, usually when you're pitching in weather like this, you know, you kind of get a little bit sweaty, so your hand's already a little bit moist or damp. But usually with the rain and when it's like this, you can usually.
3-2, that one's in there, fouled off straight back to the left side.
And it makes sense because that last pitch right there was a slider that slipped, so you know you got a different grip on the ball where your hand's on the outside kind of the baseball, and on a fastball you're straight up the middle, so that's why that one was right down the middle, but that slider possibly slipped out of his hands because of the wetness of the rain.
So we'll do the 3-2 once again. And that one goes with a slider and missed inside. So Reaching on the walk is Carson Gross. And now Nick Eastham. Here in the top of the 8th inning, 5-2 our score.
I smell pizza.
I do too.
It smells delicious.
I wonder if that'll be the post-game meal.
Yeah, I might actually have to eat that. It smells like Casey's, I think.
If you're right about that, that's going to be incredible.
I think
and I'm going to be extremely impressed with you.
That's definitely Casey's pizza. Is it? Oh, is it Gators? Oh, that's even better.
You were right about the pizza.
I feel like I just disrespected Gators. Anyone out there that's listening and loves Gators, or even maybe if some Kesslers listen right now, I'm sorry. Did not mean to disrespect Gators like that. I have the utmost respect for Gators pizza.
You got the pizza part right. The 0-2 goes off speed, and that one misses. Rain's starting to come down a little bit harder now. I bet you're glad you're up here.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. I feel a little bit bad being up here, but
we're going on inning number 6 as Gross takes off, and that's lined into left field, and that's going to probably get down and allow for Gross to advance from first to third. There will be no throw in there, so that's exactly what it will be.
That was smart.
It's a base hit. It looked like a hit and run. Or at least it looked like it, and I think we're going to get a delay now.
Oh, no.
Yep, it looks like it. We're running off here and heading for the tarps, heading for cover.
Not what you want to see.
So everyone frantically scrambling out of there. And I think it's because of hail, actually. If you look down there.
You can, oh.
And you can hear it and you can see it.
My bag's on the outside of the dugout, too. I'm going to go grab that before my stuff gets
Go get that. Go get that, Jack.
All right,
I've appreciated you.
Yeah, if I don't come back, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure.
And we'll see you around more throughout this season. Everyone will probably like that. Jack, you've been an absolute delight.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you, too.
Absolutely.
All right.
That was Jack Van Camp, and we are now in a rain delay. 5-2 is our score. Trappers trailing. Runners are on the corners for the Ragin Roosters. So we'll see how long this delay lasts, probably till the hail ceases. So we're going to go to a break and try to figure out exactly what our next move is. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. My YouTube live chat, I'm trying to get the camera under cover. For the YouTube live stream listening, we have a weather delay, and my camera is probably getting pelted by rain and hail, so I need to go move it so I can get it back up online. So just stick with me here. For the YouTube Live, if you can hear me, we are still in our weather delay, and the umpires are going out to check out the field right now and assess what our next move is. We're going to be waiting probably a little bit longer before we know what's going on. Once I hear word from the umpires on what our game plan is, I'll let you know. I will let you know with the information I have when it is given to me. Thank you to everybody for being patient in a weather delay. The rain's starting to slow up a little bit, but still coming down. So the umpires, everyone said they want to try to resume the game, but it depends on the condition of the field. So we're going to check on that, and I'll get back to you. Oh, and one more thing as well. I saw that if I scroll up a little bit, I believe, Mr. Copeland, you asked for your son's line on the mound. He went 6 innings, gave up 1 run, and struck out 5 batters. So a very good day for Mr. Copeland. situation. Umpires went out and checked the field. Still waiting for the rain to clear up a little bit. So our delay will continue, at least for the time being. Currently 5-2 our score in favor of the visiting North Iowa Ragin Roosters. We're in the top of the 8th inning. There are runners on the corners. At least there was before everyone took cover from the heavy rain and the hail. That heavy rain has turned into light rain, at least lighter rain. Just waiting for it to calm down a little bit more before we get a real verdict. The tarps are on the mound and the home plate area. Umpires did one quick check, weren't able to start play back up yet, so we're going to wait this out a little bit longer for my YouTube stream. Had to move the camera to a safe spot for the time being. That is why there is no video feed. But once we get back going, we will get the video back rolling. But that's about the only update for now. I'll come back when we have any other word. We're going to continue on with this weather delay. 5-2 the score. Ragin Roosters lead your Pierre Trappers. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.
Peter,
So
you
a
guys still
quick
live?
update here from Hyde Stadium. Still in our weather delay. We're going to wait until around 10 o'clock before we decide for sure what we're going to do. Give it another 15 minutes or so. We've been in a weather delay now for a better part of an hour. The score currently 5-2. And so, score currently 5-2. The Ragin Roosters lead the Pierre Trappers. So if we resume play tonight, the Roosters will have runners on the corners with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. If not, we'll see what our options are about maybe resuming tomorrow before our Sunday series finale, or figuring out what exactly the plan is there. So a reminder, still probably another 15-20 minutes before we decide for sure what direction we're going to go with things. Rain still coming down here. The tarp's still on. Once I know for sure the direction of where things will go tonight, I will let you know. For now, we're going to go back to the music. You're listening to Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.
Whoa.
So now say something.
Hey, what's up, guys? Anthony Barraza. Yeah, it's going.
You're going.
It's a good day today. Got a lot of rain going on. You know, not used to this for California, but it's a good day today. Having fun playing baseball with my boys. So, yeah.
We'll have Anthony on for some interviews at some point in time. Either tonight, tomorrow, some other time. We'll have Anthony for some interviews for sure.
They just look like they're in now.
So another quick update for the YouTube live. We're still waiting. It's just past 10 o'clock. If I had to make an educated guess, I would have to say that we probably aren't going to continue tonight, and we may pick back up tomorrow, but I don't take it as for a grain of salt for right now, because I'm not fully certain. It's not decided yet. They're still trying to figure it out. Both teams have been in and out up here in the press box, eating some pizza, having some fun, stuff like that. So still just waiting it out. I think we're over an hour now on our delay in the top of the 8th.
Really?
5-2, so the score bug that you see in the bottom right is still correct for the current situation. Still raining pretty hard. You can kind of see it on the camera, probably not super well. So for anyone who is curious about an update, I would say that it's probably less likely than it's more likely than not that we won't continue for the night. But I'll give you a for sure when I have it, and I'll keep the stream running until I know for sure as well, just in case. So welcome in here to Hyde Stadium once again. That's right. And now welcome back in here to Hyde Stadium, where we have reached a finale in this game. 5-2, the final score. North Iowa wins. Calling the game after 7 innings, rain delay that went nearly an hour and a half, so 5-2 is the final score. And we're going to do a quick condensed version of the Trapper Rap post game. So I'm joined now by first baseman Anthony Barraza. Anthony, thanks for joining me for the post game. How's it been for you during this rain delay, man?
It's been good. It's been fun. Had a lot of connections with my teammates. I enjoyed it, honestly. Wish I was out on the field, but it is what it is, I guess.
And so you guys, you were subbed in the 7th, and a part of that rally to put 2 runs on the board before ultimately the game is cut short. So I know you guys, in the scoreboard, 5-2 is the final for tonight, but how do you use that bottom of the 7th as momentum going into tomorrow?
Honestly, we know what we're going to expect tomorrow, so just hop on them hard and see what we could do, you know? Just hopefully we could bounce in a little earlier and then the 7th inning, but yeah.
Absolutely, and so it was pizza up here in the press box while we waited during the rain delay. Is pizza a go-to for you?
Of course. Yeah, I used to be a really big boy, so love my pizza, love my burgers, love my hot dogs, all that.
Absolutely, and so 5-2, the final score. Like I said, just going to keep it pretty quick and brief here on the post game. As I mentioned, Anthony Barraza, who is with me right now, he walked and made it to second base in the 7th inning. The 2 runs that scored in the game for the Trappers were in the bottom of the 7th. The last half inning, the last complete half inning, that was played. 5-2 the score, and it was an excellent night on the mound for Drew Copeland. He started the game, and he went 6 innings strong, giving up just 2 hits and striking out 5 batters. And I will probably be joined by Drew Copeland tomorrow. We had Jack Van Camp up here for 6.5 innings, Anthony. He was staying out of the wetness. He was lucky.
I don't expect anything else from him, you know? But, yeah, but Drew, he put on an absolute gem of a show tonight. Absolute dog on the mound. Does what he does best, throwing strikes.
Absolutely. And so I appreciate Anthony joining me for this quick impromptu post-game session, trying to stay dry, get some rest, and be back here tomorrow for the game that will be at 5:30 tomorrow, the finale. Trappers trying to even the series at 2-2 before we head on a road trip to North Iowa to take on the Ragin Roosters once again. Anthony, thank you, and I'm sure that we'll be seeing you on here many more times over the course of the year.
I hope so. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And so that was Anthony Barraza, and that is it for tonight's late post-game show after we waited for nearly an hour and a half before figuring out what we were going to do. So as a reminder, 5-2 is the final score after weather delay called the game on us. So we will go for the rest of the night, and we'll have tomorrow, and that'll be the chance for the Trappers to tie up the series. But for now, final score 5-2, Ragin Roosters win. That was Trappers Baseball. That was the post-game Trapper Rap. I'm Ryan Breeden. Thank you all for listening. That was Trappers Baseball on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7.
So when they did score later, you were adding scores, but the mistake had it back in the third. So